Welcome to lesson 29 of beginning fencing, which is also going to serve as your final exam. So once we've completed this video on electric fencing, you'll find a couple of videos on how to fence left-handed people, how to improve yourself, a video about one of my fencers, and then a wrap-up short video. So when you do real competitions in fencing, it's going to be done electrically. You can see we have the electric setup here on the side of the strip. The electrical box is here in the middle. And there are different ways this can be done. The way I have it set up is what we call 4 reels and 4 cords. If you look at the end of the strip, you can see these little boxes that we tend to call pizza boxes. And they're a reel. And Will and I will hook into the reels, and that lets us move back and forward and connects us to the box so the electricity will work. You can also sort of see off to the side here, and remember we're in the middle of the pandemic stuff, that this is called an overhead reel. And it can stay up and doesn't have to be pulled down, but it's been a few months since it's been used, and the floor stuff is easier to switch out or something proved to not be working, so I went like back to it. You can see dressed a little bit differently than what we have been for most of the other videos. This is called a lame. It's metallic, and what it allows is when the sword hits, and we'll go over this more in detail in a minute, it registers the touch. And you can see there are colored lights and white lights on the machine. Someone hits on the lame, a colored light will go off. Someone hits off target, a white light will go off. So that machine is going to replace the 4 judges. And now we only need 3 people to run a match, 2 fencers and a referee. It also replaces a lot of the human error, at least as to whether it was on target or off target, or did it actually happen or not. Other stuff that we would be wearing is we have what are called body cords. There are 3 kinds of body cords. This is a 2-pronged body cord, because the point that goes into the sword has 2 prongs. You can see the point that will come out of your back has 3 prongs. And what happens is that one of the lines, these are A, B, and C. And A, in this case, is hooked up to the back of my leg. B goes down the sword, and C is a ground. And you've got that with this setup. This one works for foil and for saber. A little bit different variation, the kind that I use, is called a bayonet cord. A and B are sort of both in here, too. B and C are sort of both in here, and the A would still go to the back here. Difference is these are a little more expensive, but they don't break down as much, and they don't tend to give false positives when you're fencing. You can see this is an épée cord, and it has 3 prongs on both ends. The foil and saber fencers make fun of the épée fencers by saying that, well, it had to be built this way because otherwise the épée fencers couldn't figure out which end would go down their arm. This is a foil mask, and you can see that the bottom of it is metallic, so that it's just like the metal of the lame, so that it can cover. If you get hit in here, your opponent will still score a point. The reason they had to do this is that hard to believe, but sometimes Spencer's was sort of cheap. So what they were doing is they were getting bigger and bigger masks when this was not metallic, and it would cover and prevent them from getting hit on more of their body. So they just wanted to say, oh, let's make the bottom of the mask metallic, and that'll stop that nonsense. And you can see, I also have what's called a mask cord back here. And the mask cord will go from my lame and connect to the mask, so if this metallic part gets hit, the electricity can flow through. So what I've done is I've attached myself to the wheel. And generally you want to do this first when you're getting to death. Because if you start looking up your sword and other parts, now your hands are taken up and hard to put up. This is the sparring machine. Traditionally, the light on the left side is the red one, and the light on the right side is green. We'll have to get some of the metal parts together, which make the machine think that it fits more than everything and run out on that. Normally, a little bit of difference, a lot of variation in how boxes look and are put together. A lot of boxes, when they're first turned on, are turned on a lot better. The reason is, as you can see, it's nice and quiet. So if, and I put myself in this word, someone turns the oil, and people were not hooked in, this light is going to continue to go off, and then beeping is going to continue until I go back in. And it gets annoying. If you can imagine a fencing tournament where you've got 70 strips going, and you might have 50 of these things doing this, it can drive you crazy. You turn to saber, it's even worse. So that's why they come on ethic. So we're going to do oil. I'll put back in. And once I put back in, the light goes off. Here's how this actually functions. Right? We're here. The electricity is going through the machine, goes through the little wheel up to where it's at. The B wire of his setup is going down this sword to this tip. When you depress the tip, the electricity can flow through. Now, on my end, my 8 wire is hooked up to my leg. So if he hits me on the leg, the electricity flows through to here, goes around back to my side, makes a complete circuit, close the machine, turn on, above the light, without a touch. If Bill hits me somewhere off target, the electricity tries to flow, and it can't go anywhere because it's holding it down. So, the electricity turns around and goes back on the way to the sword, and back through that system goes back that way, which tells the machine to turn on the light. And that's how the machine At the beginning of a match, the first thing that would happen would be the referee would have a 500-gram weight, and he would put down on top of our sword. And what you would want to see happen would be the white button on, and then go off. Because that would mean that there's a spring in here that was strong enough to push that weight up. What we're trying to do, we're trying to make this even, right? You don't will to have a spring that goes off at 100 grams, and my spring goes off at 900 grams. He doesn't have to hit me nearly so hard. So, they set it to 500 grams, that's the minimum that your spring can work at. And so at least, if I still set my sword to 900 grams, now it's on me. Once he's tested both of us, he will inspect it, make sure all of our stuff is cut right. He'll check, make sure our masks have been inspected, and they'll be able to see mask inspection marks here on my mask. You can see we'll have inspection marks on the glove, probably some on the back of the leg, all that type of stuff. So we know this stuff is all already been checked. Once we've done all that, the referee will say, test valid please, or test, and we test. We've got two colored lights, so that means that all of our circuits are working, and now we can start the match. You can see when we hook up the mask, we hook it up so that it looks to the back shoulder. If we hook it to the front, we knock it off of each other much too much. All the control all the way back. Referee will call ball. He would say there was an attack from one. I tried to do a counter-attack. You can see there was only one light that was off target. So the referee would go attack off target. Since it's off target, we'll stop. Can we start up right up right here?
Ready? That's
We got 2 lights. What happened? I did an attack. You'll do it very close. I still being an effort, it's continuing rather than coming back and parrying again. So, the referee would probably go attack, parry, close, continuation. Attack, will shoot it back.
ready? That's
Okay, so, like George Sparring, from the moment to that, he's not around or anything. I happened to grab because I ran into him, and he shut up.
ready?
There's been never been a low score with spoil, only he's there.
Ready? Fence.
Somehow I got my sword stuck on his back. It couldn't go off. When we stood apart, I tried to run back. Just couldn't go off.
Ready? Fence.
Attack very well.
Ready? Fence.
Yeah, so multiple quick attack. He throws it, as he started coming forward, I was trying to wait for that last pair. He got so close, I didn't have time to parry it.
Ready? Fence. Ready? Fence.
This one was interesting. So, I was really trying to evade and parry the road, and I don't know whether I got it.
Yeah, that was a little bit hairy.
Right?
I said, yeah, that one's a little hairy.
Yeah. Depends on the referee. Might be attacked, might be a reverse. Might be his attack was off target before I got the pair. He was done.
Ready? Fence.
I'd like to think I still got to continue that attack in another area, but why not?
Ready? Fence.
Attack my player.
Ready? Fence.
I try to attack, you can be evasion, and hit. So, you can see, a couple things working against me. One, I'm never, I prefer to defend. A lot taller, younger, faster, all those things that the professor. And he can attack me from way outside of where I can attack him. Anytime I try to get close to him, he backs up a little bit. Wherever I launch an attack, he's still very safe. I try to back up away from him. He covers so much distance on his attacks that it's very hard for me to defend him. Plus, like I said, I'm FAS. My normal tendency is to counterattack him. So, really hurts me in forward. If things just didn't get the way that's what I got. So, I think that's the lesson for you.